Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable to our lecturer, Mr. Hairuna Syafi'i, SPD, MPD, and my friends. So, in this video, I will show you about analysis thesis from our senior. Okay, before we analyze about some thesis, we must know what the contents we will analyze, right? Okay, there are seven contents that we will to analyze. First is about titling, second about background, and then the third about identification of the problem, and then next about the limitation of the problem, and then the fifth about the formulation of the problem, and then the sixth about the objective of the problem, and then the last about the significance of the research. Okay. We are going about the first contents is about title. I think before we want to make the title, we must know what the condition in determining a title. So there are four conditions determining a title. First is praise, not a sentence. It means that if you want to make the title, you must make the title by praise, not a sentence, right? Second, must show that there is a problem. It means that based on your title, the writer know what the problem from your thesis. And then the third, must symbolize the research design. Okay, from your title, the reader know what the research design from the thesis. And then the last, your title must be in accordance with logic. It means that your title must be logical. So, the title from our senior is Improving Students' Reading Comprehension on Narrative Text by Using Snowball Throwing Strategy at MTS Al Muhajirin, Tambang District, Kampar Regency. So title from our senior is appropriate based on presenter explanation and based on what the condition in determining a title. As you can see on my slide, this title is praise, not a sentence, right? In this title, the writer do not use verb. So it means that the title is praise, not a sentence. And then this title show this problem. So this problem is about how to improving students' reading comprehension on narrative text by using snowball throwing strategy. And then must be symbolic of the research design, and then must be logical. So this title is, I think this title is logical. So the title from our senior is appropriate based on the presenter explanation. Okay, next, the second contents is about background. Before we want to make the background, we must know what we need to be write the background. So what we need to be considered the background. First, the background is general in accordance with the research topic. It means that if you make the background, you must write what the general problem, and then general problem accordance with the research topic. And then second, the background the background is general but more specifically than the first paragraph. It means that first paragraph you make what the general problem, and then the second paragraph you make more specific than the first, and then the third paragraph more than specific from the second paragraph, like that, something like that. And then because it has entered beginning of the topic regarding information technology. And then the last that we need to make the background is special. The background is special because it has conferred on phenomenon in the company. This phenomena will be used as a basis for identifying problems and something to be resolved in the study. So, based on the presenter explanation, background from our senior is appropriate because this background already qualified a background as a presenter explanation. So, we are going about the identification of the problem. In identification of the problem, in this part, we are identifying about the problem to get to know and to find what the specific problem of the general ones. So, in this part, you have mentioned some possible problems that may appear in relationship is relations to the research you are conducting. So the problem from our senior is some of students are not able to identify the meaning of unfamiliar word, to find the main idea, to identify language features, and to answer the question based on the narrative text. So this identification of the problem is appropriate because already qualified for identification of the problem as the presenter explanation. So we are going about the limitation of the problem. In limitation of the problem, we must limit the problem to be examined so that the problem goes focus or goes specifically. Besides being researcher, we have economic limitation, energy, time, and distance. So the limitation of the problem, it is the matter of time only. So the limitation of the problem from our senior is focuses the research in snowball throwing strategy toward reading comprehension of the 8th grade students at MTS Al Muhajirin. So the limitation from our senior is the 8th grade students at MTS Al Muhajirin. So the limitation from our senior is appropriate based on presenter explanation. Okay, we are going about the formulation of the problem. Okay, as we know that the formulation of the problem is what the problem in this thesis, right? So this problem regarding problematic to the current theories adopted or reviewed should be stated and formulated in the form of research question. So in formulation of the problem, you must make the formulation in the research question, and the research question should be numbered consecutively. So the formulation of the problem from our senior is: what extent can snowball throwing strategy improve the students' reading comprehension on narrative text at 8th grade students of MTS Al Muhajirin? So I think this formulation from our senior not appropriate because writer do not use numbering in formulation of the problem. Based on the presenter explanation, if you want to make the formulation of the problem should be numbered. Okay, next about objective of research. So in this part you have to mention the objective of your research. The objective of the research, of course, to answer the research question in the part of formulation of the problem. So the objective of research from our senior is 8th grade of MTS Al Muhajirin. So I think it is appropriate based on the presenter explanation. And the next about significance of the research. In this part, you have to mention the description, the possible, and then the benefitful values that may be scientifically contribution by the finding of the research conduct